All right. Well, welcome back, collectors. I see Tyler on the couch, so it must be time for double trouble. How are you, Tyler?
Oh, I'm hanging in there having fun. How are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, me too. I'm having fun. We have chosen over 50 notes from Heritage, Stax Bowers, and Lynn Knight auctions. Over 6,000 lots crossed the auction block during the month of October alone. So there was a lot of inventory to choose from.
Yes, there was.
All right, I'm going to see if I can share my screen here and we will get started.
There we go.
All right, this first group is all from Heritage, and our first note coming up here is a Series 1917 legal tender, $1, graded 64 choice, sold for $630.
I wanted to throw this one on there because you see a ton of uncirculated 1917 ones. And I feel like it's always good to kind of be in touch with where they're selling.
Yeah,
So for this Friedberg 37, uh, in a 64, no EPQ in the sheet is 500, and then in the book, a 63 is 500.
yeah,
So yeah, I think it's probably going right in line
yeah,
with where the price would trend.
yeah. These high grade notes like this just look so nice. They really pop.
I like the portrait because the 1917 ones usually have real dark portraits, and
Yep,
that's one of my favorite things about them.
yep, yep. Very pretty. All right, next up is a Lazy Deuce. This one's graded 20. Sold for $3,120.
Yeah, this one doesn't really have a whole ton of problems. Lazy Deuces usually come kind of, you know, beat up.
Yes.
They were workhorses back in the day. So this one in a 20 sheets out at 4,300, and then in the book is 4,750. Obviously, this is a national we're talking about. Um, so these are just average prices for the type. The bank is really going to be where all the money is at. But for the type, this looks like it was a good opportunity.
Yeah, there are 56 large nationals known for this bank, and eight of them are Lazy Deuces. So just to give you an idea. And again, this is a nice one. 20 is a nice grade.
And only pinholes.
Yes, only
That's it.
pinholes come in. All right. The next is, I know a note that both of us like, the $2 Treasury note, 1890. This one sold for $2,520.
One of my favorite designs for sure, especially out of the Treasury Notes, which is one of my favorite series. These big brown seals,
Yeah.
uh, these these notes command more than pretty much all of the other lower denomination notes from like the 1 through the 10, especially in higher grade. These notes tend to run the most expensive. Um, this one here in a 20 is 1650 in the sheet, and then in a 35 is 3800, and then in the book in a 20 is 2500.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely looks like these are holding up pretty good.
Yeah. And these notes are what I consider rare. There's only, I think, three Freeburg numbers for the 1890 $2. And this is the most common of the three. But there are only about 460 notes known total for all three Freeburg numbers. So that's pretty rare.
Yeah, that's pretty scarce, and people like the big brown seal on the 1890s.
Yeah. And I love the backs on the 1890s. I like this sort of busy back, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just a beautiful design.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't imagine how long it took to engrave that.
Definitely a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we got a nice battleship note. This one's graded 25, sold for $720.
This one is just kind of like an evenly circulated battleship. It doesn't really have any pop. It looks kind of flat to me.
Yes.
But in sheet, in a 20 is 575, and a 35 is 700, and in the book, in a 20 is 825.
Okay. Because I was thinking these battleship notes in 25 were pretty close to a grand. So,
They can, and down the line in this video, one of the notes that we actually two of the notes in the Lynn Knight auction that were in that VF range got close.
yeah. Yeah. And this one, I think eye appeal sort of hurt this note, or the lack of eye appeal.
Yeah, it just
Hurt it
looks
a little bit.
flat. It's comment free, but it's just sort of flat looking.
Yeah, little dirty, but hey, it's still a battleship, right?
Yep.
All right. Next, we've got an 1861 $5 demand note. This one's choice 15, sold for $2,400.
So this one is from Boston, and you can find that right underneath the big green five there.
Yeah.
This is a Friedberg 3, and in the sheet in a 12 it goes for 2400, and then in the book in a 12 is 3000. Uh, I know earlier this year a 10 with a comment sold for 1800, so
Yeah.
just kind of use that as a reference.
Yeah. And again, a very busy back.
Yep.
What is
That's it.
masking? What does that mean? Hiding something?
Yeah, that means something would be on there. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Uh
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just
no,
want.
you're good. I mean, that's also a question just for anyone. Maybe someone can chime in the comments, an
Yeah.
expert.
Yeah. Maybe Andy's watching. He can let us know.
Yeah, almost like something is like laminated on there.
Yeah. All right. Tyler and I have decided that we will choose a note from each video, and it'll either be the deal of the month or the steal of the month. So I picked this note as my deal of the month. This is a $5 brownback, series 1882 $5 note, and it's from Muskogee, Indian Territory. Notice it doesn't say Oklahoma, but Indian Territory. This actual note sold in 2021 for $2,400. So I felt like somebody got a deal here. Tyler?
Yeah, and it's just awesome because it's, when it was still a territory.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking, a long time ago, and it's
right,
just kind of like something you wouldn't think about.
right. There are only 17 of these Indian Territory notes known for this charter. So that's also something to keep in mind. Um, it does carry a repairs comment, but who cares?
And it's definitely a cool note for a national collector, just someone who's interested in like the history of the US.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Next, we have a Morganback Series 1886 $5 silver certificate sold for $2,400.
This is a really nice looking 20. Um, Super clean, pretty bold. Uh, let's see. In sheet it says in the 20 is 1500, and then in the book in the 20 is 2500. But
Mm,
these are super popular. And
yeah,
clean ones will always command a nice premium.
yeah, yeah. Now I admit whatever's going on right in the center of the note, right about Liberty's ear, is a little distracting to me, but
Yeah, you can tell there's something.
yeah, something going on there, but still a nice note. Very nice note. Um, There are 7 Freeburgs for the Morganback. On this particular one, let me back up one more time. It's a 264. There are less than 100 of these notes surviving for this Freeburg number. So this is one of the rarer ones. All right, next we have a $5 Treasury note, Series 1890. It brought $2,280.
Yeah, so these are, I mean, for me, getting one of these 1890 $5 notes, it just, I kept looking for one. I'd find one, I'd bid on it, then it would go to
Yeah,
some insane price, and I would lose it every time. And I think that's evidenced by these values because in the sheet it says 1100 in a 20 and 2000 in a 35, and then in the book it says 1350 in a 20. But recent realized prices for these notes, it
yeah,
just doesn't add up. You're gonna have to pay up.
yeah. Again, that beautiful. I love the backs on these 1890s.
Yeah, that it's just one of the most beautiful series. I mean, it's where the baby watermelon and the grand watermelon come from.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. Beautiful note. All right, speaking of a beautiful note, here's the $5 educational. This one, a grade of 15, sold for $1,920.
Super nice. You can see all the design elements. This is not a dirty example, and these ones, always in high demand. In a 12, in the sheet, it says 950, and in the book, it says 1500. But, this note just looks real nice. The seal's kind of faded down there, but,
Yeah,
you know, these notes are just, they take off at auction.
yeah, yeah. There are about 268 of I'm sorry, 268 is the Freeburg number. There are about 1,400 of these that survive today for that
Jeez,
Freeburg number. So
that's a ton. That's way more than I would have thought.
now I got to be honest with that discoloration. Personally, I think I would pass on this note. I don't think I would buy this note, but that's just me. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. All
If
right.
you're already going to be paying that much money, you want to buy a nice one.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Next, we got a very nice chief note. This one graded 53, about uncirculated. Sold for $4,560.
Yeah, it's super nice, really crisp. Um, all the design elements are super vibrant. Um, we've got 2000 for an AU50 in sheet, and then a 20 in the book is 2650 in a 40 and 4000 in a 60, and this kind of blows all that out of the water.
Blows that out of the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very vibrant note, though. I like the colors. Very sharp. Hmm. All right. Very popular porthole note is next. 1923 silver certificate. This one graded very fine 30. Sold for $2,220.
Nice mid-grade example there.
Yeah.
So for our sheet prices here, 1125 in a 20 and 2100 in a 35. And the book 1500 in a 20 and 3250 in a 40.
Okay. So maybe a little on the low side for this.
Yeah, seems like it, but
Not
it
a lot. Mhm.
looks appealing.
Yeah.
Comment free.
Yeah. We said that together. Yeah. I like the back on these too.
I think maybe just that like light soiling at the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's all it was.
Yeah. Here we have another demand note. This one an 1861 $10, graded 12 net, sold for just over $5,000.
And These are super tough. Kind of not super well understood by the average collector, just because demand notes are all expensive. Um,
Yes.
and at 12, we have 5,000 in green sheet. And then in the book, we have 7,500 in a 12.
So this sold close to wholesale.
Yep. Even with it, having its problems, which are especially apparent on the reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Looks like it's been trimmed as well.
It does. Yeah. But what a piece of history, though.
Yeah, I always like the back on those.
Yeah. Speaking of a piece of history, here we have a $10 silver certificate from 1880. This one graded 20 that sold for $3,360.
Yeah, these notes are super popular. Anytime they come to auction, uh, this one looks really nice. His portrait looks nice and uninterrupted.
Yep.
Uh, Super bold. I believe this one is comment free as well.
Let's see.
In
Yes, it is.
in a 20, this goes for 2,800 in green sheet, and then in the book is a 4,500. So there's quite a difference there. If you
Yes.
go to a show, if you go to a coin show, any of these notes are going to be marked up quite a bit. Um, so these ones you're probably better off buying at auction.
Yes. This is a very rare note. Only about 490, so just under 500 of these notes remain across all Freeburg numbers, not just for this Freeburg, but all of them. So that's a rare note.
Yeah, they're definitely tough.
All right, here's a beauty: 1907 $10 gold certificate sold for $540.
I really like this one. I bid on it, but I got beat.
Uh-oh.
Uh, yeah, this one is just nice and clean and very bold. The reverse is super nice. That orange is nice and bold. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty.
in a 35, it says 425 in green sheet, and then in the book 750 and a 40. Um, but I just think this one has that pop, that eye appeal that you really like to see.
Really pretty. Really pretty. Can't go wrong with these large size gold certificates, really.
Nope.
All right, next up, we've got the very popular Bison note, um, 1901 legal tender. This one graded 30, and it sold for $2,640.
A super bright example. It doesn't really look washed to me.
No.
Nice bold red overprint.
Mm.
These ones are actually pretty cheap. You can
Yeah,
find a cheap 20, uh, but it's usually going to be kind of dirty. The cleaner these notes are, the more expensive they're going to be.
right.
Um, in a 20, green sheet says 1,000. In a 35, it says 2,000. And then in the book, in a 20, it says 2,000. So, you know, this one, it just has that eye appeal.
Yes, and I appeal they pay up for.
Yep.
I understand. Again, just really bold colors. All right. This is a beautiful 1914 $10 red seal. This one is graded 35 and sold for $1,500.
Yeah, so this note was part of the Tom Flynn collection, and he sold a lot of his notes back in 2008, and that was kind of the peak of the currency market,
Wow.
when the prices were going crazy, and a lot of his red seals went for extremely high prices, prices that probably won't be realized for a couple decades, in the
Oh,
future.
I see.
Um, but this note, let's see, 901A and a 35, sheet says 725, but the book says in a 20 is 850, but in a 40 is a
Wow.
$6,500.
Wow. Yeah.
6,500 in a 40. Um, it's just hard with these, FRNs, especially the red seals. It really depends on who shows up to bid on them.
Right. Right. There's only about 50 of these notes known, the 901A. So the red seals are kind of scarce. And this is a beauty. This is a beautiful note.
Yeah, I really like the look on the note. It was super, super vivid, super clean.
Yep. Yep. Next up, we have a 1923 $10 legal tender. It's a poker chip note, very fine 25 and sold for $2,400.
Another nice example here. Um, this one in sheet in a 20 is 2,400. So right on. And then
Right on.
in the book is 3,000 in a 20.
I think we'd noticed this before in a recent video where these notes in 25 were selling below 3,000.
Yep.
And anyway, this note, if you didn't already know this, there's only one Friedberg number for this design, 123. This note, there are about 630 of these notes believed to survive today, and three of them are stars, which I believe I saw in an auction not too long ago. One of the stars was up for sale, but
I'm sure that went for a ton of money.
I'm sure it did. This one carries the comment "rust lightened," so
Yeah, it's got to be factored in.
yeah, yeah, still a beautiful beautiful note. Next, we have a $20 legal tender, this one from 1862. It's graded fine 12 and sold for $2,040.
Yeah, this is a super nice $20 legal tender. Uh, it has a little kind of like soiling on the right hand side, but besides that, it's, I mean, pretty awesome for a 12.
Yes.
Uh, this one in a 12 sheets out at 1900, and then in the book at the 12 is 3200.
Wow. So they got a good deal here.
Yep, they sure did.
And only with minor restorations, which, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you see that a lot on notes from this period, right?
Oh yeah, especially the more desirable types, they're almost all touched up. So it's very difficult to find a completely original example. And odds are, even those notes have been,
Yeah.
messed with. You just can't find it.
Just can't find it. Yeah. All right, here's another $20 legal tender, this one from 1863. It's a 25 net and sold for $2,280.
Yeah. So one key difference between this note and the one before,
Mhm.
this is the 1863. And you'll notice on the reverse, there's the second obligation. So
Ah,
that the reverse design is different. And so this is the later design. Um, in the sheet, it says 2,800 in a 20, and then in the book it says 3,500. Obviously, this one has a piece added and
yeah,
some other repairs, so that affects the price.
right.
But I think it faces up, super nice, especially for that, for 2,280.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Ah, yes. The Rainbow Note, $20 1869 legal tender. This one graded 12, sold for $3,120.
I really like this type. I mean, that almost every single one of these $20 notes has the, you know, deep, deep blue right hand side, and
Yeah,
it's just super attractive. Uh, this is kind of like a perfect, like circulated example for someone's collection. It
Yes.
just looks super clean, but it's not, an uncirculated note that's going to break the bank.
Right. Right.
It says 2300 in a 12 in the sheet, and then 2750 in the book. This one maybe looks better than a 12,
Yeah.
so people paid accordingly.
Yeah. I did notice that seal is kind of faded, but you know,
It seems to be that way on most of these 1869s, especially in the lower grade. The seal just didn't hold up very well.
right. Got a nice back on it too.
Yeah, you can read everything in there.
Yeah, you really can. So quality, they still pay up. People still pay up for quality.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me do that. All right. Next up, one of my favorites, the $20 1880 silver certificate. This is the Decatur note, and this one is graded 15 and sold for $3,840.
Yeah, this is a super, super popular note. Uh, now, do you know, Ontario, if the population figures are close to the Morse note on this one?
You mean the overall figures? Yes, I think they
Yeah,
are. Yes,
they're,
the overall figures are very similar.
yeah. So this one in a 12 sheets out at 3200, and then in the book in a 12 is 5500.
Mm, mm,
So
yeah,
again, this is a note that if you were to go to a coin show and you found a fine and you're looking for about that price, they're probably not gonna. They're probably gonna tell you
no,
to pay up an extra
no.
1,000.
They're going to probably want 5 grand for this note because this is a comment-free note, and
Yep.
these are hard to find comment-free.
Yeah, they are difficult. It's hard to find super clean, choice fine or very fine notes.
Yeah, and they're only for this Friedberg number 309. There are only 60 of these notes known. So for this particular Friedberg,
And this one has no repairs mentioned or anything.
nothing.
So
No,
that definitely increases the value there.
absolutely. All right. Next, we have a $20 1890 Treasury note. This one very fine, and it's sold for $4,800.
Yeah, this is just an awesome VF20.
Yes.
I mean, this is what you dream of
Yeah.
for this type especially.
Yep.
Um, it's super bright. It's not a dirty VF. I mean, it's just a beautiful note. Uh, in sheet in a 20, we're looking at 4,500,
Mm.
but the book says 9,500.
Wow. Wow.
So
Well, I found this note and it sold in 2021 at Stack's Bowers for $3,840. So,
it's gone up quite a
went
bit
up.
since then.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
don't know. I mean, I think no matter what you pay on a note like this, you're probably gonna at least get your money back in the future.
Yes. You just don't see these, just lying around. So,
That's for sure.
pretty note. All right. Next up, we have an 1891 $20 Treasury note. This one graded 25 and sold for $2,640.
Yeah, so even despite the corner repair that's mentioned,
Yep.
this is just a really nice looking note. You see a lot of super high grade 1891 20s. Um, it's just tough to find mid grade examples, and you're usually kind of paying a little bit closer to the uncirculated price than you'd want to, because you could find a 64 for $6,000.
Yeah. Wow.
So for some people might not want to be, that's why you don't really see too much of a price jump for these notes when it goes from fine to very fine to like a 35 or a 40. I mean, to begin with, there aren't a whole ton around. Most of them seem to be uncirculated, but that price jump just isn't as big as you'd expect. This one in a 20, they say 3,500, and then the book says 5,000.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Nice. All right. We've got an 1880 $50 legal tender. This one's a Freeburg 164. It's graded very fine 20 and sold for $4,080.
So this is the last Friedberg number for the 1880 50s.
Yes.
Uh, I mean, these are just in high demand right now.
Yes.
Um, I think people realize that they were undervalued
Mhm.
and they're starting to jump on the train, on the bandwagon. Uh, so I kind of expect to see the prices of these continue to rise in the future.
Yeah.
Um, but this is that small scallop seal. These came with the large brown seal and the
Yes.
large red seal. Uh, for this one, we're looking at 3,800 in a 20 on green sheet, and then 5,000 in the book.
Well, okay. Well, the 164 is the most common for this series, but it's still just a rare note and just a really beautiful note. And this one is comment free. So
Yeah.
really, really nice. All right. Next, we have a beautiful 1882 $50 gold certificate. This one graded very fine 25 and sold for $2,280.
Yeah, these are super. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite notes,
Yeah,
and I feel like it just doesn't get the respect it deserves. And look at the tiny little eagle in the bottom right.
yeah, over here in the corner. Yeah.
Yep, and then the back design is just beautiful.
Oh, yeah, wait for it. Yeah, I like the colors on that.
Yeah, just the eagle perched there,
Very rich.
and then the you know the slots. It looks like a
Yeah,
slot machine where it says
yeah,
gold.
yeah, it does. Yeah,
But let's see. This is the 1197. So in a 20, we're looking at 1,600. In a 35, we're looking at 3,800. And then in a 20 in the book, we're looking at 2,500.
so someone got a good deal on this note now.
Yep, someone definitely did. The seal looks good. Everything looks good.
Looks really good. All right, next up, we have a 1922 $50 gold certificate with a star and is graded 20 and sold for $3,120.
As I understand, these are pretty rare notes, Ontario.
Yes, 14 known for this one. I think there's like my memory serves me, there's nine, I think, mules, so pretty scarce for stars.
Yeah, if you're trying to put together a type set of stars, it's
Yeah,
probably going to be one of the tougher ones.
yeah. This note sold on Heritage in 2023 for $3,000. So
Right about the same.
about the same. I think these are holding. If anything, it seems to me at least some of these large stars are a little weak from where they were. Not by a lot, but I expected this particular note to break 4,000, honestly. So anyway,
Well, I guess it just depends how many large star collectors there are
yeah,
out there at any given moment. The book says 6,000.
yeah,
So, usually they're going to shoot high a little bit on notes like these. Um, but I mean, if you need one of these star notes, you got to pay what you got to pay.
that's right. That's exactly right. So, all right, well, moving along here. Oh boy, we have a $100 1863 legal tender. This one, choice find 15 details And that price is correct. $40,800.
Yeah, these notes, I mean, they're just iconic. This is probably, I mean, even for a super serious collector, this is probably the ceiling or past the ceiling for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, this particular Friedberg number, there's only two in existence,
Oh,
so
wow.
it's even rare for the type. And I did not confirm, but there was in 2023 a fine 15. Since there's only two, there's a chance it was this note. A fine 15 sold 2 years ago for 72,000. So this
Wow.
definitely went for a good deal,
Yeah.
went cheap. I mean, it's just such a tough note.
Yeah. Yeah. It's another good example of how some of these investor notes are off from where they were.
It's like we always say,
Yeah.
investors sad, collectors glad,
That's right.
and that's what this note is all about, and several others, coming up.
Speaking of that, here's another one. $100 1880 legal tender. Graded fine 20 and sold for $12,000.
Yeah, this I mean, this one just looks real nice. You can tell the right margin has been trimmed, but
Yes.
it's just a very nice looking note. These ones with the large, the large seals. So the earlier 1880 series notes, they've been trending for more than 12,000. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
The sheet says 14,000, and then in the book it says a whopping 30,000 in a 20.
Somebody got a deal here. There are only 22 of these notes known for this Freeburg number. And so somebody got a deal, even though it does carry a repaired comment.
Yeah, I mean that's almost if you are in the market for one of these big type notes, but you don't have millions of bucks, you're almost certainly going to have to settle for something with some kind of,
Yeah.
repaired or restored comment. It's just kind of what happens because there's so few and they try and restore the bad looking notes.
Right. And with only 22, at least for this Friedberg number, sort of buyers can't be choosers. You have to buy what's in
Yeah,
front of you.
especially if you're working on a budget.
Yes. Yes. All right. Now we have a $100 national banknote. This one a date back from 1882. It is graded very fine 25 and sold for $4,560.
I thought this one was choice. It had to be included in this list.
Yeah.
That seal's real nice. It's super bright. You can see all the design elements. They can be harder to see on the original or the 1875 series and harder to see on the brown backs, but because of how bright a lot of these date backs are,
Yeah.
you can really see all the design elements. And this is from a very, very common bank.
Yes.
Um, so this is kind of like the example to get if you want a type note.
Yes.
Uh, it says 6,700 in a 20 in green sheet and 7,250 in the book. So those are both at 20. And
That's
this one looks very nice.
that's someone got a very nice deal on this nut then.
Yeah, someone certainly did.
That's a nice, so there's a lot of deals in this video.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's just a super nice looking note.
Speaking of another super nice looking note, here's a $100 gold certificate, series 1922. This one graded 30 for $2,400. I really like this note.
Yeah, they are super sweet. This one in a 20 is 1,300, and then in a 35 is 2,400.
Yeah.
And the book says 1,650 in a 20, and then 4,000 in a 40.
So they got this note for wholesale, the wholesale price of a 35. Did I hear
Yep.
you correct? Yeah.
Yep.
And that
The,
serial number is real close to being a repeater. Not quite, but
yeah, almost there. The
almost.
the gold overprint on the front is somewhat faded, but I think the back looks real nice on this
Back is
one.
really nice. Nice orangey back.
Yep, it's just not perfectly centered, which would upset some people, I guess, but you
Mm,
know, I'd be totally fine with it.
I would too, Tyler. This is a beautiful note here. Really pretty. All right. Here comes another beauty. This is a $500 Series 1922 gold certificate. This one graded very fine 20 details and sold for $10,800.
It's notes like these that make me excited to watch all these big auctions. I mean, this is a super popular type. Uh, it's just a super beautiful note, and it just went really cheap.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, last year, I remember basically every single VF20 went above 16,000.
Wow.
Every single one with, restored comments, uh, the back looking kind of like this note. Um, which looks good, but you
Yeah.
can tell there's been some stuff done to it. But
Right.
10,800. I mean, that's a steal.
Yeah.
Uh, the green sheet in a 20 says 18,500, and
Wow.
then the book says 23,000. So this note was an absolute steal
You
for
think we'll
whoever.
go ahead?
Yeah, for whoever picked this up. Keep in mind in July or August with the sale of the Atlantic collection, a disgusting 12 went for more than this.
Wow. Wow.
A disgusting 12 went for more than this.
Yeah. And you think we'll see this one turn up, on eBay or somewhere else?
It I mean, I hope not. I hope it found its way into an appreciative collector's hands.
Yes.
But I mean, there is a good chance that this just fell into dealer inventory.
Right. Right. All right. Oh boy. Here we have a $1,000 1918 Federal Reserve note. This one graded 8 net and sold for $5,520.
Yeah, so this one is a tougher district.
Yeah.
Uh, But with these kind of issues with this rust, it's definitely going to hurt the value. I know this note sold well over 10 years ago for, I want to say, I think it was closer to like 20 years ago. This note sold for like 3,500.
Yeah.
Um, but a VG8 green sheet is 10,000, and in the book is also 10,000.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, just getting a large size 1,000 for
Yeah.
$5,500. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a deal for someone maybe never thought they could have a note like this.
Right. Right. And the back still looks good. I mean, I think. I mean, it's kind of shining through the rust there, but
Yeah, it still faces up pretty nicely considering.
yeah, considering. Right. All right. We're going now into notes that sold at the Stax Bowers auctions during the month of October. All right. First up, we have a $1 rainbow note, series 1869, sold for $1,020.
Yeah, I think the color on this one is decent, but the portrait doesn't look too great. It's just kind of like a middle of the road 20.
Yeah.
Um, green sheet says 800, book says 1,000. It went for about 1,000.
Yeah.
So it's kind of holding about with what
Yeah.
the book says.
Yeah.
No comments.
Yeah. Very popular note. Very
Yep.
popular design, I should say, I guess. All right. Next up, we have an 1890 Treasury note, $1. This one is choice 15 and sold for $690.
This one is super nice, super choice for a fine. Um, it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's a 20, but it's a very nice 15 in green sheet. In a 12 is 300, and a 20 is 575, and then the book is 500. Um,
Right.
so these are kind of trending upwards. That's kind of what I've noticed with these 1890 treasury notes.
Yeah,
They seem to be trending a little bit up.
just beautiful. All right, this next note is a $2 1880 legal tender. This one graded 20 net and sold for $432.
So this one I actually won. I'm just gonna go out and say it.
Oh,
I saw
congratulations.
this I saw this note and I was like, you know what? I have to go after this one. It was still going for the starting bid. I mean, there's some tape, a little bit of tape on the back,
Yeah.
but this is a tough Friedberg number. I
Yes,
believe there's 58 examples,
yes.
and it was going for the starting bid. I'm like, you know what? Let's see what happens. I throw my bid in there. No one else bid on it, so I was able to win this one. So for the cheaper notes is definitely my steal of the month because green sheet says 1450 and a 20, and the book says 2000 and a 20.
Wow.
So you know what? I I just couldn't let it go.
No, no, no. That's definitely your steal of the month.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful note.
Yeah, I think it still looks super good.
Yes.
Super nice.
All right, next we have a mini porthole, 1899 silver certificate. This one sold for $780.
So I think last time we did one of these videos, didn't a 30 go for 432?
Yeah, it did. It was less
That
than $500. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds, and this one here is 780.
Hmm.
Uh the sheet says 250 and a 20, 500 and a 35, and 475 in the book and a 20, and 750 and a 40. Uh these notes are going up, up, up. They seem to be going up.
I was going to ask you, do you think the person just overpaid for this particular sale?
I'm I see the trend. I mean, a
Right.
lot of these notes are being bid up. I mean, the back on that note almost looks washed out, so I think
Yes, I
I
had that in my notes.
it could just be the picture. I'm not sure what's going on. I think a lot of Stacks pictures are pretty bright.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think 780 is a little ambitious there.
Yeah. 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 This is a beauty. 1922 $10 gold certificate, graded 35 EPQ, went for $630.
Yeah, EPQ star. Don't forget that
Star,
star
sorry,
on there.
sorry, star.
Big difference.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, just you don't see star notes and star EPQs a whole lot.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
I mean, it's just super duper nice. It looks uncirculated
it does.
until you look, there's some folds in there, but it just faces up extremely nicely. These notes are completely subject to, an auction's bidder, like
Right.
however far they get bid up. Price guys don't really matter much, but 435 and a 35 in the sheet, and then 750 and a 40 in the book. I think this one went pretty cheaply, to be honest.
Yeah, for what you're getting, yes.
Yeah, for a 35 EPQ star, and those resell very easily, super liquid,
Very,
just super desirable.
very pretty note.
I'd be curious how far someone could get with just an EPQ star collection.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. These next notes are from the Lynn Knight auction that took place in October. These were, was it Dean Oakes?
Yep,
Wasn't that the collector, Tyler?
yep, Dean Oaks.
Uh, Looked like he focused on a lot of raw notes, and he liked notes that were in in their natural state, which personally I like too. All right. His first note is an 1896 $1 educational. That's a raw note. It sold for $3,600. Do you know why, Tyler?
Take a look at that serial number.
You bet that $1 million serial number. That's what drew that price up.
Yeah, these notes, I mean, it just depends again who shows up to bid on them.
Who's
And
in the room? Yeah.
this one got some, I mean, it's a nice looking note as it is without the serial number.
Right, right.
And that definitely helps.
Um, this note with a common serial number, what, Tyler? I mean, kind of shooting from the hip here. $500 maybe? Five, six
Yeah.
dollars?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. Okay. So it was all about the serial number on that one. Next, we have a Lazy Deuce. This one is this looks like an original to
Yep.
me, and it went for $1,920, which I think is a good price.
Yeah, that looks like a VG fine-ish
Yeah.
around there, a 10 or a 12 maybe.
Yep. Mhm. I know on this bank there are 171 large um, nationals known, and 56 of them are lazy deuces. So this is
Geez,
probably a good one, a good bank to look for a type. If you're looking for a type lazy deuce, this would be a good bank to buy it from.
definitely. And you're getting a nice appealing note for less than 2 grand. You're doing pretty good.
I think that's a good deal for a lazy deuce myself.
Yep.
All right. Next, we have a chief note, 1899 silver certificate, but this one has a star.
Yeah, so this is I mean these star notes, they always command a premium. Chief notes are really popular. Obviously this one has been used and abused, but it still got
Yeah.
saved. Someone finally realized, "Oh, hey, there's
Yeah.
a star on this thing. I
Star
should
on
probably
that
keep
note.
it."
There's only
uh
about 20 star notes known for this Freeburg number. Um, what grade would you give this, Tyler? I mean, eight?
yeah, yep. I would peg it at an 8, and it runs 1500 in the book.
Well,
So
about right. Yeah.
about accurate.
Yeah, that's about right. Next, we have an 1880 $50 silver certificate, also known as a blackback. And this one went for $6,600.
Yeah, super duper nice note. I mean, it's just kind of surprising seeing these notes raw, in 2025 is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty rare note. There are only about 75 of these notes known for the type across all the Freeburg numbers. So they are not plentiful. Certainly not.
And definitely scarce. And I threw in numbers for VG8 and for a 12. At
Yeah.
an 8, we have 6500 in green sheet. And then in a 12, we have 11,500. And in the book, at an 8, we have 7,500. And then at fine, we have 17,500.
We. Now,
So,
Tyler, would you buy a raw note like this?
when you're getting a deal like that, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly don't see them very often.
No, not at
All right.
all.
Next up, we've got a $50 gold certificate. This one sold for $4,950.
Look how bold this one is,
That's beautiful.
especially even compared to the note we were looking at earlier, that
Yes.
25. This one definitely looks nicer. The back is much clearer. I mean, it's just a choice note. I mean, I through the grade on it, I mean, maybe 35, 30, 35.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, it looks nice to me. So at a 35, this one sheets out at 5 grand.
Yeah.
And then in the book, in a 20 is 3,000, but in 35, I think is closer here.
Yeah, this is a Freeburg 1195. There are only 61 notes known for that Freeburg number. So again, this is another raw note, but kind of at the other end of the spectrum from the last note we looked at.
Yeah, definitely much nicer.
Yeah, yeah. I love that back. Oh my.
Yeah, very ornate.
Yes. And next we have a 1914 $50 Federal Reserve note, but this one has a star.
And
Don't
not
believe
just
there it
any
is.
star. Yep.
No. Um, this note sold in 1992 for $1,625. There are only two known, and you're looking at one of them.
Yeah, and I have a VF20 that sold in 2015 for 10,575.
Yeah,
So maybe that was the same note, maybe a different one, but I mean, this one looks about VF.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's more like a 25, but
I
who
don't know.
knows?
But again, if you only have two and you need one, there it
You're
is.
yeah, you're gonna have to pay up.
There it is. All right, here is a $1 silver certificate from 1891. This one sold for $570.
Just a very nice, clean, circulated note. Uh, I pegged this one at a fine for 200 and a VF for 340. And then in the book is 350 and a fine and 500 and very fine.
Yeah,
Uh, the seals, I've noticed a lot on these notes that that scallop seal turns like this pink color as
yeah,
opposed to a red. They always seem to come out like pink like that.
yeah, yeah. All right. Next, we have a Series 1923 legal tender. This one sold for $4,800. I wonder why.
Yeah, again with that serial number.
Yeah, yeah. That 100 serial number.
And this one is very nice, high grade. Um, Now, one of the reasons why I threw this on here is because the condition or the estimate was 750 to $1,250,
Yeah,
and it blew that estimate away.
it really did. Yeah, it's a pretty note. No question about it.
It seems like people are not scared of raw notes, at
Apparently
least not
not.
in this auction.
At least
Yeah,
not in this auction. Let's put it
yeah,
that way. Here's another battleship note. This one sold for $930.
yeah. This is a Friedberg 767, and in a 20, they want 575 in green sheet, and then in the book at 825 and a 20. This is probably more like a 25,
Yeah,
probably, but again, 930 trending up, it seems. At least,
yeah.
I mean, we had the 25 from Boston earlier in
Yep,
this video.
yep.
They went for 720.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like this raw note. I mean, this note definitely is better, more pop. It seems nicer, but definitely a price difference.
Definitely, definitely. Speaking of a price difference,
There you go.
here's a $50 1869 legal tender. Man, that's a beautiful rainbow note. Sold for $30,000.
Yeah, the color looks great. The seal, you can actually see the seal.
Yeah.
Uh, is this one comment free, Ontario?
No, minor restoration.
Yeah, some restoration, but that's kind of par for the course with these
Yes,
notes.
yes.
In a VF20 in the sheet, it says 38,500. and in the book it says 35,000.
Mm,
And I believe this one went a good deal under the estimate. I think they expected 50,000,
yeah,
roughly in that range. Um, I mean, there's been a lot of these that have hit the market lately in the
yeah,
last year.
there has.
I mean, even I got one, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's a beautiful note. And I'll say that. I think this is another example of our investor sad, collector
collector's
glad.
glad. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of a
of
whopper,
that saying.
this
Yeah,
is a $50 1891 Treasury note. I mean, what is it, like 22 of these known or something like that?
yep, for all Friedberg numbers.
Yeah, very, very rare note. Brought 96,000, but I think that's below the estimate, isn't it, Tyler?
Oh yeah, the estimate range from like 125 to 180,000,
Wow.
180,000,
Wow.
and let's see,
This
376
is this the
in.
finest known example of this type?
It's up there. If it isn't the finest, it's one of the finest.
Yeah. Okay.
And for sheet in a 40 is 120,000, and
Wow.
then in the book in a 40 is 175,000.
Wow.
So this might be, although at a much different class,
Yeah.
maybe the deal of the month. I don't know.
It may very well be. And what I was about to say, even with comments, who cares on a note like this, right? That almost doesn't matter.
It's just unfortunate that
Yeah.
it was trimmed.
Yeah.
Uh, you're gonna get those repairs, but you can tell that it's been trimmed, especially on the back. It's very evident.
Right. But still a rare opportunity for somebody. And here's another one. Here is a Rainbow $100 Series 1869, and it sold for $86,400.
Yeah, so these notes, I believe there's about 30 of them out there. They're really, really, really tough. Uh, but I guess you could still claim that they're collectible. Uh,
Yeah,
this note in the census, I believe it was put down uh, as like an AU, but I don't think this note's AU. It looks more like a 35.
yeah,
Um, so it was kind of hard to find pricing on a
yeah,
note like
yes,
this.
yes,
Even the references didn't really have anything super clear.
yeah,
But Green Sheet said 85,000 in a 40, and that's for wholesale. And for the book, it wasn't really clear, but high five figures.
yeah, yeah. A note like this is just, it depends on who's in the room.
Yeah, and I mean these are just very ambitious notes.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, yeah. All right. Speaking of an ambitious note, here's a $100 Treasury note. This is an 1891, and it sold for $57,600.
Yeah, so this is my real deal of the month. I mean,
Okay.
obviously most people can't really even touch a note like this unless
Right.
you're really, you're set up. But I mean, come on, 57,000 for this thing.
Wow.
The estimate was 75 to 125,000. Green sheet in a 20 says 90,000. In a 35 it says 120,000. And then in the book it says 125,000 in a fine and
Yeah.
175,000 in a very fine, which
Wow.
I believe it is a very fine.
Wow.
Um, I just hope that this note doesn't get totally messed up with restorations. This one looks untouched to me.
Right. Right.
It's just a rarity, and these are rarer than the 1890 hundreds.
Right.
Although these don't have the baby watermelons,
Right.
but I
Okay.
mean, come on, this is just a classic note.
It is. It is.
With it going for 57,000, you know, makes you want to believe maybe one day,
Yeah.
maybe one day,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a beauty and a rare opportunity there.
Yep.
And here is a $500 gold. This one sold for $14,400. It's a 1922 series. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, so this looks like a nice, very fine, nicer than the one from the Heritage auction. And it got, 4,400, well, like $4,000 more. Um,
Yeah.
I would definitely say the back looks nicer. That seal is really
Yes.
nice and red.
That looks nice.
I mean, this is probably a 25.
I would tend to agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, probably around there. Just super nice note. But guess what? I still really think 14.4 is a very nice deal for this note.
A fair price. Yeah. Well, I see the word end. So that was quite a workout, Tyler.
Yeah, that's our marathon.
Yeah.
But this was I think this was a really exciting month, especially to be a currency collector and collecting, large notes. There was something for everybody. National notes, um, lower end stuff going for good deals, higher end stuff going for good deals. Uh, some notes fetching, strong prices.
Yeah.
Uh, Again, I think this shows that there is a lot of depth to the market. Only thing is, maybe it's been flooded.
Yes. Yes. Maybe flooded a little bit, especially at the top.
Yeah, I think there's just too much and not enough, high
Enough
end
buyers.
collectors to soak up that high end stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate all of you joining us, and we've enjoyed it, and I hope you have. And I hope you'll like this video, share it with a friend, leave a comment, and thanks for stopping by. Good night, everybody.